Here's the Louisiana overview. I was in Louisiana only 3 days, but sure packed in a lot of stuff. I was traveling south from Mississippi into Louisiana, and it was storming and blowing here, even tornadoes and raining cats and dogs. So I was going south. I think most of the bad weather was north of me, so that was good, but I still ran into lots of rain. Anywho, we found a RV park in Amet, Louisiana, Natal-Abney Creek RV Park. Stayed there one night. Slept in the next day, and then it was a short drive to Baton Rouge, capital. The new capital was off limits to visitors at that time, but they sent you to the old capital, which is a very interesting castle-looking building. This is called the Old Capitol Building. It's in Baton Rouge, and this staircase was constructed during the 1880s renovation of this building. They have a rotunda of sorts, Gothic, I think. So there you go. This is the House Chamber. Huey Long, governor, was impeached in that room. Going up and over is the Senate chamber, and this 11-star Confederate flag was flying over this building when it was captured in 1863. The flag was sent home to the commanding officer's home in Boston, and the commanding officer did not survive the Civil War, but his family graciously did return the flag to Louisiana. I also toured the waterway right there along the river. And barges being pushed along the Mississippi River in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And yes, that is a paddle wheel steamship up yonder. That night I stayed at Far Park Equestrian Center. That is very near the LSU campus. Baton Rouge, thanks to the Mississippi River, right in front of LSU. The next morning I got up, toured Baton Rouge some more, went to the LSU Rural Life Museum. What a interesting park that is. This is a commissary from the circa 1850, and let's go inside. Apparently this is where items were stored after they came in off of the Mississippi River, and kind of like a general store. Here's a blacksmith shop. Definitely have the fireplace going on here. And the other side, notice the modern fire equipment. Pioneer cabin, circa 1810. This was used for 5 generations of a family in Louisiana, I think Washington County. The potato house, outhouse, corn crib, and the pioneer cabin. The Neal family's dog trot house, circa 1863. They sleep in one side, they pretty much cook and eat in the other, and this breezeway is called the Dog Trot. A Baptist church, circa 1870. Then I got on the road and traveled Mississippi River, crossing it from east to west in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, to Lafayette, Louisiana, and then on down to New Iberia, the location of my first job out of college. I stayed at Weeks Island RV Park. The next day I got up and toured the Shadows on the Teche. This property is called Shadows on the Teche. The Teche is the largest bayou in the area, and this is the Weeks residents. They were sugar plantation owners, I believe. Over here is above ground crypts, like you'll see in the Cajun country. Those are some of the family members. So here we are in New Iberia. This is the town I had my first job in, lived here, worked here. First job out of college. Okay, is the building still here where I used to work in New Iberia? First job out of college. It looks like it is. It's now called Now Distribution. Okay, this is where it used to be National Supply, Division of Armco Steel, rig up yard. Hey, the gate wasn't locked, so I kind of walked in. The actual rigs themselves were just assembled right here on this wide open concrete area. Oh yeah, that's big enough to put a big old rig up there. I'm a northerner, born and raised in the north. Somehow I missed the history lesson about Cajun folk and how we have folks speaking French in America. And this was all new to me. Got my hands dirty in the field, which is what I wanted to do. And then after a year and a half here, I went to Torrance, California with the same company and found out that I was one of the few engineers working at the company who had worked on rigs. Some of the guys just start in the office and stay in the office. Don't have that field experience. Anyhow, that was it. New Iberia, Louisiana, my first job. Back up to Lafayette to I-10, headed west towards Texas. I'm at In-Laws Cajun Specialties in Iowa, Louisiana. That's right, Iowa, Louisiana. So here's a pepper jack boudin roll. Good boudin in there. Yeah, I'm gonna follow that with a Louisiana coconut ooey gooey. Yeah. I ended up staying in Beaumont, Texas that night. So that's my Louisiana portion of the trek. I have been to New Orleans a number of times and I just bypassed it this time. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff to see in Louisiana.